Greetings, I'm Professor K, and in this short video presentation we're going to take a look at how we go about configuring BurpSuite as a proxy up inside of our installation of Kali Linux. BurpSuite is a set of tools used for penetration testing of web applications. It is developed by the company named Proxy. BurpSuite aims to be an all-in-one set of tools, and its capabilities can be enhanced by installing add-ons that are called BApp. So let's begin by creating a shortcut for BurpSuite and placing that shortcut on our desktop. To do this, I'm just going to go up here to the application launcher, and I'm just going to type in burp in the search bar. Now I'm going to find my BurpSuite. I'm going to right click, and I'm going to select from the context menu, add to desktop. Go ahead and close that out, and there's our shortcut. So let's go ahead and launch BurpSuite. Just double click it. Now you may get a message about it needing an update. You can go ahead and do that or do it later. I'm going to go ahead and do it later. Now on this next screen here, you're going to see that there's an option for a temporary project. That's because this is the community edition, and creating a project and saving it to a disk is not possible. So just go ahead and accept the default and click next. Here we see we have the option to use the burp defaults, and that's what we want to do at this time. So go ahead and click on the button where it says Start Burp. So let's go ahead and click on the Proxy tab. Now, first off, this open browser does not work if you are logged on as root, or even if you're logged on as a normal user. It's just one of those things that doesn't happen, so we can go ahead and forget about that. Now, the next thing we have to do is configure our default browser up inside of Kali with the proxy settings so that it can forward everything over to the BurpSuite. And so to do this, let's just go back up to our application launcher, and over here in the right context menu, let's select web browser. Back at our BurpSuite, let's go ahead and configure intercept to be off, and we'll turn it back on in just a moment. Now let's go back over here to our Kali, and what you want to do here is scroll on over till you come to the settings. Go ahead and open that up, and then you're going to go to preferences. On this first page of your preferences, the general page, just scroll on down to the bottom until you come to networking. And we're going to click on where it says network settings and the settings button. Here you can see that I've already got my proxy configured, and it's very easy to do. If you're going here for the first time, this is what you're going to see. There will be no proxy. So you want to select the option for manual proxy configuration. From here, what you want to do is where it says HTTP proxy, just type in your loopback address of 127.0.0.1 on port 8080, and this is where BurpSuite will be listening. Once you got all that done, you can also check the box to use this proxy server for all protocols and click OK. And now let's go ahead and let's load a website from the internet. So I currently have BurpSuite open on my desktop, and we're trying to go to a website up inside of my browser. Now when this happens for the first time, Firefox in all of its wisdom is going to prevent you from using BurpSuite as a proxy because it's a self-signed certificate. So we have to install this certificate or import the certificate so that we can tell Firefox that it's okay, we know what we're doing. So the first thing we're going to have to do is go get that certificate. So we're just going to pull this down here. I've already been there once. And we're going to go to http://BurpSuite, just like that. You're just going to type that into your browser's address bar. I'm up inside of Kali. And we're going to go over here to the right when this page loads, and we're going to click on where it says CA certificate. Now we're going to go ahead and save that file. Now once you save the file, you're going to go back on over here to your preferences. Once you're inside your preferences, just click on privacy and security and scroll all the way down until you come to your certificates. Once you're inside of the certificates area, just go ahead and you're going to view certificates. You're going to scroll down and you're going to import that certificate. Go ahead and import it, and you can then just say OK. And now once you have the certificate imported, you're going to have to accept it and allow it to verify any of the websites that we go to. So let's see how we do that real quick. So up here I have the certificate that I downloaded. Now I'm just going to edit the trust. Here you have to check both of these boxes. The certificate can identify websites. The certificate can identify mail users. That's fine. Just say OK. Say OK now, and close out your browser and reopen it. Once you have your browser reopened, you can then go to any website you choose, and at the same time use BurpSuite as your proxy. So let's go to a website here. If you have problems with loading a website using BurpSuite as your proxy, go ahead and close out your browser, go on back on over to BurpSuite, turn the intercept to where it's off, and then turn it back on again. You can come back on over and hit F5, and your page should load. And I've gone ahead and opened up Syberoffense.com, and if we go back on over here to BurpSuite, you'll see that with the intercept off, it's not going to capture anything. But just as soon as I turn this on, like so, give it a couple of seconds, and it'll start capturing traffic. And there it is. It takes just a couple of seconds for it to refresh, and then it'll start capturing. So here you see that it's capturing headers. This is the header information that it's capturing from my request going out to the internet. So my request is basically stopped right here at this BurpSuite. The proxy is holding it up until I tell it that it's ready to be forwarded. Because BurpSuite will allow you to go in here and you can change the header information. You can add information, you can remove information, you can do whatever you want to do to launch an attack from right within the BurpSuite itself. But once you're all set and you want this delivered over to the website, that is to say your HTTP request, you can just go ahead and click on forward, and now the request has been forwarded on over to that particular web server. If you no longer need BurpSuite to be your proxy and you want to resume just normal browsing, you can just go up to where it says Intercept is on, and when you click that, Intercept will be off. And with the Intercept off, BurpSuite will no longer be holding up the traffic that you're sending to the internet. But for this to happen, BurpSuite must be up and running in the background. If you close BurpSuite, then as a proxy it's not going to work, whether you leave it as Intercept off or Intercept on. And I'll show you what I mean. I can just close out BurpSuite here. We'll just say yes when I exit. Now when I go back on over here, because I am configured to use a proxy, if there is no proxy, then I should get a timeout. So if I hit F5, you'll see that the proxy server is refusing the connections. That's because I closed it. And so in this short video presentation, you got to see how we go about configuring BurpSuite to behave like a proxy by configuring our default browser up inside of Kali to work with BurpSuite and forward everything that it requests to BurpSuite so that it can be examined and then reconfigured and then sent on to its final destination. So if you have any questions or concerns about any of the content that was presented to you, please don't hesitate to reach out, contact your instructor, and I'll see you in my next video.